sweet and caring, now cold and calculated. Pen can't be trusted. You want the world for your own. You want maximum profit. You lost perspective. I won't give you direction.
Things about living in a mobile home is in the winter, which it's getting cold and it's supposed to be down freezing tonight, is you have to wrap the outside pipes that the pipes are not bursting and then they're without water. We're going to wrap those, and there's 2 that I need to wrap today. So today we are starting outside and getting a few things tackled, like wrapping these pipes for the winter so that they don't freeze and then burst, and then there we are with no water. So I'm tackling that, and then I end up picking up the yard a little bit. I know I need to mow and weed eat, but hey, it's winter. I'm just not going to worry about it now. So it wasn't too cold yet, but it was supposed to go down into the freezing here in Texas. And we had a winter where it was really, really bad. So this is how I typically protect our pipes, and this has always worked for me, except for one winter where everything was just frozen. Everybody had burst pipes. It wasn't just us. It was everyone here in Texas. But anyway, yeah, this is how we're getting it protected. Another thing I like to do, you don't have to do this, but I like to put a plastic bag over the towel and the rag.
Smoking down the track, I never looking back. You can't be with me anymore. You can't be with me.
It's not that pretty, but it works, and it keeps my pipes from getting frozen. So I like to go over it with a rag first on the most sensitive part, and then I go over the entire thing with a towel. And the majority of the winters, it works perfect for me. And I also like to Walmart bag it twice, just to help protect from any moisture, because, you know, here in Texas, sometimes it rains and then it freezes. So it's kind of like complicated. In Texas, you never really know how the weather's going to go, whether we don't have any cold at all. Sometimes some winters it's like barely cold, and then some winters it is severe weather, and then people are without power for days. Some people are dying in their homes. I mean, it's just crazy. So I just wanted to double protect, and like I do this every year, and I just wanted to, because it's getting cold out, before it starts getting too cold, I wanted to make sure I gave the yard a good pick up and clean. And then we head into the house. Well, first I do tackle a little bit on the porch. I needed to clean off my porch pretty well. So I wanted to clean off our couch. I wanted to clean off our table and chairs. I needed to take all the cushions off and wash those. And we don't really use our couch much, so I'm not sure if I'm going to put those cushion covers back on just yet until some of the rain and cold subsides. And then we move into the house. And that is where I tackle all my stove, my fridge, and moving them out and getting underneath those, and just a whole lot of messy house. So it is definitely motivating. You go put it up. You go put it in there. Go put it up. Good job. Put that one in there. All right, come on. Good job. And of course, I wanted to wipe off my husband's grill here. He's the one who uses it. I don't ever use it. And it is just, he never takes care of it. I'm not trying to nag on him, but he really doesn't. And I'm just seeing rust build up. So I wanted to wipe it off good and kind of put it away for the winter and try to clean it a little bit. I didn't clean the bottom and I didn't realize it until I was looking at when I was filming how dirty the bottom was. So I do want to get back out there and try to see if I can get some of this rust off and clean the bottom a little bit better. But I'm wrapping it in this little tarp to help protect it that came with it, and just trying to take care of it a little bit better. I know he's super busy and all that, I'm not trying to nag, but definitely wish that he would take care of it a little bit better. And also this sofa, you can see how these cushions are just absorbing the water. They're just sopping wet. We couldn't even sit on it. So I thought it'd be best to take off all the cushion covers and try to let the cushions themselves dry, but they are not drying. It's been days. I know it's been days of raining and stuff. We keep having storms and stuff, and then the storm blows in onto the sofa. And all these things, it's just nonstop raining and storming lately here in Texas. So they haven't really had a chance to dry, and it's also just been cold, like weirdly cold lately. And normally it doesn't even get cold here in Texas that I remember until like January. So crazy. But yeah, they're sopping wet, so I wanted to take them off and wash them, and hopefully these cushions will dry enough that I can put it all back on at some point in time. Now, then I'm wanting to clean the kids' table and just giving it a good wipe off. There was some Play-Doh on it, and then I sweep off the porch a little bit, maybe not to the extent I really wanted to, but it was starting to get cold and I needed to get all the kids in and fed, and then I start a new day, and then a new day is picking up all the mess, and as because the house is a mess. So it is definitely good motivation if you're needing some messy house motivation. Hang tight for that, and then you won't believe all of the food and gunk underneath my fridge and stove. Gross. But I tackled it, and it feels so good to get all those little nook and crannies tackled. And then also I wipe underneath the cabinets, by the floor, the baseboards. I wanted to give all of those a good wipe down. So I got every nook and cranny that I've been wanting to get for a little while in the kitchen. So it is definitely, this was what, 3 days worth? Yeah. So it's definitely a lot. And then I did not tackle all this laundry. I just moved it. Most of it the kids' laundry, so it is for them to put away, but I just wanted to move it out of eyesight so that I could get everything done and cleaned. So anyway, last week was Jackson's birthday. This was Jackson 10 years ago when he was first born. Oh my gosh, my heart is melting. But I wanted one of these little cameras. So these were all pictures taken at his birthday party. And I wanted to do like a little album for his 10th birthday party. So these were all pictures taken that day with one of those little cameras that does instant pictures. And I just absolutely love this idea. And I'm going to start doing this almost every birthday party. Having like an album or something, or at least taking a few pictures with this, because I just think it's really wonderful and I love the idea. And it was so much fun, and some people got to take some pictures home too, so that was awesome. Now, my coffee pot, I am going ahead and decluttering it. I gave myself some time to decide, and I gave myself time going without coffee. And every time I would go and drink some coffee, it just made me feel and gross, and then it started to taste funny. So I'm deciding I'm going ahead and decluttering it. And less stuff is better. Less mess is best. I don't know. Less is best. So, and that's one thing I can declutter. I constantly declutter. But that is definitely one thing that I wanted to go ahead and get out of my kitchen. I think I'm fine without coffee. I feel like I'm actually doing better mentally and physically without it. It just took an adjustment period. And I'm trying to be more healthy. So, and coffee and as much sugar and cream I put in coffee, that is definitely not healthy. And I can't cut back. I just can't stand the taste. So it's either going to be all or nothing. So I'm deciding I'm going to cut back on the coffee, and we're done and decluttering it. So anyway, yeah, we are getting into it. I wanted to pick up the kitchen a little bit before I tackle moving the stove out and the fridge out. I always want to work in a clean space. It's kind of counterproductive because it feels like I'm dirtying a clean space after cleaning it. But it needed to be done, and that's how I work best, and I wanted the space to be cleaned before I went in and pulled out the stove and the fridge. And then after I clean all back behind all that, then I mop, and I will be done soon. So this one's a short one. I hope that it's still motivating. I hope that you guys like it, because you guys matter to me and what you guys like. So always, please let me know in the comments if there's things that you like or don't like. I am all for doing what you guys want me to do in the videos. So, whatever motivates you the most. And I didn't get any dishes done, but that will be next video. There wasn't too many to tackle this day. So, anyway, yeah, I'm gonna stop talking and I will play a little bit of music. I do not know what it is about this wax warmer smell, but it smells so good. It's like a cookie, sweet, vanilla smell, and I just love it. It's perfect for the holidays. So I wanted to have a good smell going, feeling real holiday-ish, and let's get this tackled. I could not believe how much was back here. I feel like I cleaned back behind my fridge and stove pretty regularly, and I just was like, oh, gross. I did not know there was so much underneath here. I do not know how it gets so messy in just a short amount of time, but it does. Now, I threw everything away, including the ball. If it was underneath the stove, they didn't miss it, so it's getting thrown away. But yeah, and then I clean on top of my fridge. Now, it's been a little bit for that too, and I could not believe how dusty on top of my fridge was, and I clean up there, I feel like pretty regularly, but not as regularly as I pull out my stove, I think. Because I think climbing up on top of the counters or whatever to clean the top of the fridge is a little bit difficult, a little bit harder than just pulling out the stove. But I also wanted to get in this crack really well, and I did try to see if I could lift up the top, like, you know, the other stoves. That I used to have a stove that was not a glass top stove, and it would lift up and I would clean underneath there, but I couldn't figure out how to lift it up, and I didn't want to break something and then us not be able to fix it, because how are we going to cook? But anyway, so yeah, I really didn't realize how dirty all that was. So it was definitely feeling pretty nice that that was cleaned up. One of you guys had asked me about my tattoos. Do you guys want a more in-depth talk? I can show them off. I don't have a terrible amount of tattoos. I do want more. But you know, just taking the time to go do that is very difficult, and then having the extra money and things like that. So I definitely don't ever take too much extra money to go and do things for myself. Does that make sense? Like, I don't get my hair done. I don't go and do my nails. The only thing I've really ever done was tattoos, but that lasts longer than getting your hair done. And the nails, that just makes a little bit more sense to me, because tattoos last forever. And so therefore, you know, you pay money for something that lasts. I don't know, but I've never seen, I know a lot of women love to go get their hair done and their nails done, and there's nothing against that. But that's just one thing that I don't do, and especially with, like, money-wise, I always think, man, that just, for us, it doesn't make sense money-wise to go and spend money like that. But anyway, with the tattoo thing. So I have a moon on my left hand or arm, and I have a sun on the right arm. And I love science, so I also have a atomic atom, so an atom on my hand, because science is one of my very most passions, and I just love science, and I love quantum physics, which is science, but it's just a different section of science. And then I have a bigger tattoo of Sailor Moon on my arm. And before you think I'm really into anime, I'm really not. Sailor Moon was just a cartoon that I liked when I was a kid, and I used to draw her. And the one that I chose, I think the Sailor Moon represents my childhood, and she's very sad looking. So to me, it was like a representation of my sad childhood. And then on my arm, the writing, it says, "To thine own self be true." And that's Shakespeare. I'm not into Shakespeare, but I love the quote because it means a lot to me. To always be yourself, no matter who or what people think or say. I think it's very important to always be true to yourself, and no matter what that means, whether, and I know this is very controversial, but I am one of those people that live and let live. I don't judge others, whether they're gay or straight or dressed as a woman or a man. I mean, I know that's very controversial, but as long as nobody is hurting me or my family, I'm all for people being happy with who they are and showing it if they need to. So I'm just, you know, one of those people. I try not to be judgmental in any kind of way. I've never walked in anybody's life, so how am I to know about, you know, how people are and what's true to themselves? So you stay true to you. That's what I always say. And I'll stay true to myself, you know, and who am I to judge anyone else for anything or any of their actions, as long as they are not hurting others. Now, let me rephrase that. As long as you are not hurting others, I'm all for you being you. So for me, that's what that tattoo means, is, well, it's obviously what it means. You know, it's written. It's to be true to thine own self. And I totally feel that way. And if you're a neat freak, be true to yourself. If you're a sloppy person, you know, if you really want to change, then that's okay. I believe that people can change if they need to be or want to be, or if they find purpose in change. Or if that or if what your change needs is to be able to function and be more healthy mentally and physically, then that's what you need to do, then that's great. But I just feel like finding comfort in yourself and accepting yourself in a lot of ways is very important. And as long as they are healthy and not hurting you or others. So, yeah. But anyway, and then the moon and the star it represents astronomy, first off, because I love astronomy. That's also a section of science. Astronomy is definitely one of my love to read all the science articles of the new discoveries of planets and all the new facts and discoveries they have found with astronomy. And also, I feel like it also represents night and day, good and evil. Even though I don't really believe in good and evil, I believe that there are actions that people take can be good or bad. Does that make sense? You can choose to be good and be productive and help others and care for others, or you can choose to not be and only in it for yourself or to hurt others. And there are people like that. And believe you me, I know that there are people that don't mind hurting others. But for me, I just feel like it represents that. And yeah, I mean, yeah, those are what my tattoos mean. They mean something to me. I want to get another tattoo that says science. Oh crap. I'm wearing a shirt right now that goes, more science, less fiction. That is what I really want to get on my next tattoo. I've thought long and hard. I either want that one or I want like a DNA strand with music notes in it. So I really want both of those. So, but yeah, now that I used to never have tattoos, but I do now. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the video and I'll see you next time. Bye. Love you guys. Hope you have a wonderful week and I'll see you on Friday.